Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Plenty of reactions still to the Modern Warfare 2 beta here on PC. Some seem to like it a little bit, some have a lot of complaints with the state of the game as it presently stands. Karma though, potentially eyeing up a return to a substitute spot for the upcoming season. OpTic, of course, you have an open sub bench right now, and Scump and Shotzzy are trying to gauge Karma's interest in being their sub for their team once again next season. Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you are new as always, I'd greatly appreciate it. Really helps out the channel. Thank you very much indeed for doing that one. Let's talk Modern Warfare 2 beta. Thought this is pretty cool, to be honest, because the way this game is designed just caters to kill cams like this. Let's just sit down, let's just relax, let's just hold the head glitch, and if you try and run around the corner, unlucky mates, you are going to get absolutely done for. There's been so many clips like this. This I even thought was pretty funny from Thunder, actually, that apparently there's a decoy grenade. You guys were letting me know, actually, yesterday there was a smoke grenade in the game as well, so that's cool to see. But there's a decoy grenade where if you throw it, it shows up as a red dot on the minimap. But of course, like, none of the real players show up as a red dot. So if you see a decoy on the minimap, then obviously it's a decoy, right? It's never going to be a real player. So, what's even the point of that grenade? So, I mean, I just thought that was pretty funny. And even Charlie Intel has been going pretty hard lately against the kind of the way the developers are going. I think this is like, this is very clear from what a lot of people are experiencing right now. Now, it might not play this way in competitive, but just for, you know, how things are to play for public matches and such. Like, I mean, look, you can't really move around anymore because, first of all, you get heard massively. The footsteps are really loud, maybe not quite as loud as Modern Warfare 2019, but still pretty bad. Dead silence might not even be fully silent, as we saw yesterday. Like, they can hear you activated at times. So effectively, no one wants to move. Everyone's going to camp. And yeah, wow, that's a fun experience, no doubt about it. Especially because holding down your, your aiming device is incredibly crucial to actually getting the kill. As you can see here with TP, he's just killing instantly with whatever this weapon is. Like, I think he was one-shot headshotting that guy right there a second ago. And anyway, he's just running around killing people in 1-2 bullets, whatever it is. Just absolutely absurd. I don't know what this gun is exactly, but he's basically, I guess, the Lackman 7.62. He actually says it right here in the tweet. But yeah, apparently this gun just kills instantly with the right attachments on. And yeah, good luck running into a pre-aim from this weapon. It's you are basically just playing hardcore. So I don't know, maybe Robert Bowling and the boys are still back in business getting this one together, because he seems to like the incredibly fast time to kill. And TV's just laughing how easy it is to kill these guys. And even this clip I thought was hilarious here from Mack. Look at this first death he has. He's pre-aiming this guy. This guy is just hip firing while activating some sort of field upgrade, I guess. And look at this hip, like, what is that? He just got killed instantly, and Mack's face just tells the entire picture. So there's been many stories just like this from the beta so far, of players being like, look, hang on a second, lads. What is actually going on with this game right now? And why is there so many deaths that you get like this? Just dying so fast all the time. A lot of it is actually hip fire deaths. Like, this one is another example here of when, like, he just gets hip fired into oblivion. The hip fire cone in this game seems to be really narrow as well. I don't know if it's you guys just thinking, like, I don't know if it's just me thinking that or whether that's actually true. Just watching it, it seems like hip fire is incredibly narrow, so you don't really have to aim down sights to get a kill, which maybe is another intention that they have to cater to newer players. I don't really know, but it is a bit of a mess. And even as this Rambo Ray and JP Krez say, talking about the fact that regular multiplayer has literally turned into hardcore game modes the last couple of years. What's even the point in hardcore? Like, for instant kill game modes, if you pretty much get that already. Just to mention as well, the fact that JP and Rambo talking to each other. Don't know if there's anything to this, but I have heard some rumors that JP to OpTic was meant to be a thing. Maybe isn't happening anymore. Maybe is happening, not really sure. But I think they've had conversations at least for JP to be their analyst, I guess, next season alongside Rambo Ray. So stay tuned for sure for that one. But look, there's been some different reactions because we've seen a lot of frustrations. I think I'm sure a lot of you guys are pretty frustrated playing the game as it stands. As Attack says, like, he's enjoying the guns and the maps, right? And I think Scump actually rated the game last night, or maybe the night before, like his first night of playing the beta, and said, yeah, it actually feels to him like more like an 8 and 8.5. The game is really smooth and fun to play from one perspective on the PC. Like, he reckons the game feels good, the movement and stuff, the guns and the maps are much better than, let's say, they have been in Modern Warfare 2019. It's just other factors about the game, the time to kill, things like that are really, irking people and turning people off. We do have 2 years of this game, so hopefully the developers can figure something out, but I wouldn't bet on it because Infinity would have not exactly taken the most feedback so far. Now, this I thought was pretty cool as well. So Clay, we saw earlier today, likely now going to be joining the Las Vegas Legion for next season. And there was actually some tourneys going on, or at least some chals going on Modern Warfare 2. Now, this is something that usually happens every year during the beta, when it's possible to, like, get a 6-man team together and then just search lobbies until you find the other guys and then play effectively a chal with them. And that is what Clayster was doing right here. Dom S&D 6v6 Chally says, and that this is his first map of the first tourney quality of Modern Warfare 2 on the beta, and well, he had a pretty nice play right here. So as he says, it might actually already be his year. Look how slow the weapon aim sound sights are. I mean, yeah, nice little two-piece there from Clay, and then this kill is actually pretty insane, that the third one he gets. But look how slow his gun ADS is. Like, he sees this guy, takes him like high, it's like he's using a DSR 50 from Black Ops 2, how long it takes to drain down sights with this thing, and it gets the 4K as well. So pretty nice clutch here from Clay, pretty nice play. But yeah, still, I mean, yeah, Clay thinks he's back, which is good to see. It's good to see Clay in good spirits yet again. But still, just watching this, it looks kind of nice, but I'm like, damn, they really do love it when you just when you're head glitching all the time. So maybe we do need the slide cancel to make that more achievable. Now, I know that some of the frustrations have come from the possibility of the game just crashing every single time you launch. Just wanted to mention this here from Clay because he did seemingly find out a way to get around it. Like, he tried 100 different things to actually try and figure out how to make the game start. And as he says, go to the main folder in the Call of Duty game files. Apparently, if you delete everything but file system check .config or whatever, and then restart your game or start your game again, then it works. So maybe worth a try if you guys are still having issues, because yeah, scan and repair problems launching the game have been rampant so far, and maybe this is a way around it. But yeah, if it destroys your computer, then don't take financial advice or whatever you're meant to say about that type of stuff. Let's talk the OpTic situation then, right? Because we just mentioned Rambo, JP, what's going on with their coaching staff. We know Rambo's going to stay as their head coach. We don't know about Cinder. Like, we heard Shotzzy potentially say that Cinder's making a return to the team, or maybe he's going to go elsewhere, because I don't know if Cinder was meant to go to New York or exactly what's going on in the coach mania debacle, which is still going down. But there have been some questions about what's going on there, right? And also who the sub for OpTic is going to be. OpTic do need this season a competent substitute player, because they just don't know really what the situation is going to be with iLLeY. It's a difficult one to call. Like, the iLLeY situation is very precarious. The thumb injury could return at some point. Of course, we even heard rumors before when the whole roster change thing was going down with OpTic that, you know, maybe iLLeY would be on the bench for a season. Maybe he's going to be helping with the coaching side of things for several months or so until he's ready to go again. We don't really know if he's had any surgery or if his thumb is now fully okay again. Like, because even at the end of the season, Rambo implied that even at Champs, right, his thumb wasn't perfect. He was kind of just finding a way to fight through it, right? And he was actually playing rather well. But definitely a concerning factor still for the upcoming season. So OpTic need a good sub just in case things go wrong. They did, of course, release their entire substitute bench this off-season, right? General is gone. Prolute is gone as well. We believe Prolute is going to go to the Las Vegas team. General, we're not really sure what his plans are going forwards. But Damon Carmavalo, the three-time world champion, critical member, the glue of the OpTic dynasty, is, look, this guy is incredibly talented in every single game he's going to pick up. He's been playing the Modern Warfare 2 beta. He's been giving his thoughts on it. He definitely likes some element of it. Like, it feels good, looks good, but as he says, in my opinion, doesn't play well. If footsteps, minimap, reload, cancel all normal, I feel like the fun factor would increase so much. Goes on to say a few other things as well about the state of the game, that the windows, the way the maps are designed is a fair bit better than a few years ago. None of them are Remaster type maps, thank God. Minimal doors, no Vanguard windows, at least as of yet. S&D pubs, a lot of fun other than the elephant steps. I'm also a person who likes playing hardpoint pubs over Dom any day of the week. Dom having people spawn all over the place gets old. And yeah, says also none of this matters because we're still the guys chasing down people that don't even want to be on the minimap. So yeah, some interesting questions here from Calm about the state of the game. And he was asked a couple of questions last night by Shotzzy and others. What is his feeling about returning to competitive play? He, of course, retired during Modern Warfare 2019. A couple of years ago now, he was on Seattle Surge. The team wasn't so good. He ends up, retiring from competitive play. Can he return every single year? There's always been the talk about it. Karma seems somewhat keen to play if things go his way. He says, like, look, he thinks he's good enough. He thinks he's experienced enough to not have to get on and practice every single day, which, of course, like, that's not going to be enough to be on an actual professional team. That's not going to be enough to be a starting player on a roster. No general manager is going to hear what Karma says here and think, yeah, let's get this guy in. But as a substitute player, if I'm, just playing occasionally, keeping up with how the team is going, keeping up with how the meta is developing, stuff like this, to potentially sub in if required for, a match or weekend, just in case someone gets unwell or has some sort of injury or whatever the case might be on a short-term basis, Karma could be the ideal replacement, especially given his pedigree, his history, especially with some of these players.
I was just getting on.
Oh, perfect. Say less. Yo, are you back, dude? Are you looking for a sub spot? Yo, why are you laughing like that?
Why are you laughing like that?
Wait, Damon, you actually wouldn't compete again? In this game?
I don't know.
Oh.
Yo, me, Damon, Big T, and Merc are playing in the game. Was that?
Damon would compete if he didn't have to scrim every day.
Is that right, Damon?
Damon, if you had to scrim 2 times a week only, would you compete?
No, but if I could have a break when I wanted, yeah, I would.
Dude, what?
I mean,
what are you
that's-
fucking
yeah,
Rod?
It's not how it works.
What, like a day off or something, bro? Like,
I mean, yeah.
I'm just a firm believer, bro. I don't think I gotta play every day, bro. Like,
Fair.
I do think
especially
we
if
definitely
it's
maybe
practice or something,
wait.
bro.
yeah,
Like, I
maybe
need like.
no, we definitely overplay a little bit.
I like
Give
the
me, like,
sound
a
of this,
day.
Ray. 5 days a week this year.
So what do you guys think about the possibility of this, right? Karma seems to say, like, okay, look, he's not completely ruling out the possibility of making the return. He's kind of teased about it, right? Plays in the early tournaments. Generally, like, seems to enjoy this game to some degree, at least in terms of how it looks and plays. But, well, at least how it looks and feels, let's just say. The movement and stuff, the maps seem better. I think probably the maps, as he says, he mentioned Ramaza specifically, one of the maps that I'm sure caused him to retire a few years ago when he was on the Seattle Surge. Look, no more maps like that, please. No more doors everywhere, which thankfully is not the case this year with the map design they have. So we've got to take some positives away from what we've seen so far in the beta, that the map design philosophy does seem stronger. There's probably another 12 maps still to be announced into the game. Hopefully the Marina Bay Grand Prix map arrives in whatever form, because seems like there were some legal complications which have caused them to delete everything about that map going forwards. But with any luck, they can figure out those legal issues, because apparently the pro said that was pretty much the best map they played on, so hopefully that arrives at least. But yes, OpTic do need a sub. To me, Karma is, maybe he will be a sub, but I don't think you can rely on Karma necessarily to be the sole sub for the roster. Karma's got a wife, he's got a daughter, he's not got all the time in the world to dedicate himself to being the best player that he possibly can be, and was a few years ago in Call of Duty. It's just not, when you get to Karma's age and where he is in his life, it's not something that's really going to be plausible, and I'm sure Rambo as a coach and Hex probably realizes that to a certain degree as well. Then again though, having Karma as a sub just in case isn't necessarily a bad idea, especially if Karma's playing a fair bit of the game. He recognizes that, like, look, he doesn't necessarily have to play every single day. An interesting concept actually there from Karma as well, just saying that, like, look, he doesn't really think that the players that play as much as they do really need to play so much. Like, I think Karma, probably with all his years of experience, probably realizes there's an element of quality of practice rather than quantity of practice. I think a lot of players get caught into this trap of playing 16 hours a day of whatever Call of Duty, but like, it probably is better to play 4 hours a day of really concentrated quality scrim practice that's probably going to help you improve a fair bit more than just grinding the game, like, brainlessly, especially as the year progresses. At the start, I think it's probably is valuable just to play as much of the game as you possibly can, to understand as much as you can. Karma's not necessarily going to be that guy, but if it's not Karma, who is their substitute player, I mentioned before that TJ could be an option. Now, of course, he's gone elsewhere. So who are OpTic going to get? And of course, ProLoot's going with TJ to that Las Vegas team. Like, there of course are some options out there in the North American challenger scene, other challenger scenes as well, to potentially get players in, but it's a little bit difficult, right? Because, like, OpTic, of course, ProLoot was their ideal guy. It seems to replace iLLeY. Now you can't really have him. General isn't going to play the perfect role just in case, so kind of difficult for OpTic now to find a player that can ideally fit those roles, unless they really do think Karma's a legitimate possibility, just because, like, he can play a flex or he can play any role if he is required to, and I would be very much down to see the timeline in which that does exactly occur. So look, there's been some mixed reviews. I'm sure you guys have your own thoughts in the comment section below. Octane says he doesn't hate it, which I thought was quite the statement, really. He's got 15 hours in the beta so far. Hope they had some more stuff to mess around with. So yes, Octane doesn't hate the beta, because I think a lot of people probably do right now. But yeah, Octane seems to think it's at least not absolutely terrible. And I watched this from Envoy, for example, and I think, damn, this game looks actually really fun. And they're also kind of playable, at least in this one specific clip. Like, I don't really... It's frustrating when people run into hit glitches and stuff, but Envoy's actually running around here with the SMG, just taking shells and taking names and absolutely destroying people, and it makes it look pretty fun. So hopefully that's actually how the game plays out in reality. Just to mention this real quick here from Scump, this is his Hurricane class for the beta as it stands. Not sure if he really knows or anyone really knows what actually are the best things to run right now, but just to mention this real quick, because if you guys have got no idea what to use, you can try what Scump is using. And I swear they take more time coming up with the names of all these attachments than they actually do fixing the problems in the game. But and yeah, well, this is just one example of hackers already arriving. Like, yeah, these people are just built different. But very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Take care, and I'll see you next time.